But you know what I do think is funny?
What, you know what? We ain't even...
you want to know what I do think is funny?
What's funny about this?
If, like, you got your arm hurt in a match, you would be hold my beer Hanson.
You wonder why we ain't going to make no damn money.
We ain't never going to make any damn money. Man.
Welcome to Hanging with Hanson. It's the official podcast of your pro wrestler, Hold My Beer Hanson.
Round of applause.
I'm your host, pro wrestler, radio DJ, ass-kicking an All-American, Hold My Beer Hanson. I'm joined here by my co-host. He's a big wrestling fan, social activist, my best friend. How you doing today, Herb?
I'm doing really good, man. I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm ready to get started, man. We've been waiting on this for a while. We've been in pre-production for like a month or two, and it's finally time to get to work.
Handsome Herb, lady and gentlemen, you can follow him on social media at Handsomest Herb. We'll get into all that, but you know what? Actually, we want to talk about some things today, man. What do we have lined up for the show today?
All right. Well, first, we would like to let everybody that's listening what the podcast is about. I like to think of it as a podcast for like the working man and the wrestling fan, because whether you like wrestling or don't, you can get something from this podcast. We're just two dudes with a creative outlet just looking to create. We're going to have a lot of wrestling topics. I think you know a little bit about that.
Who? Who? I mean, it's gonna be. I think this is just an outlet to where more of Hold My Beer Hanson could be experienced by the fans. Certainly that I think this is going to be a good way for me to reach out and just have a good conversation, especially with my buddy here.
Definitely.
And we actually get some opinions. We want feedback. So if you could get in the comments, if you want to give us a like, you want to dislike.
Let us know what you think.
Please don't hit that dislike, but if you have to, go ahead and thumb that thing down.
Go ahead and do it, man. Thumbs down.
If you don't like my voice, you don't like his voice, just tell me in the comments right now.
Yeah, just tell us how much you don't like it.
Yeah, you know what? We can't change that, but hey, I just want to hear from you.
Okay, so we're going to have a lot of wrestling topics. It's going to be about current wrestling, old wrestling, anything wrestling. Whether it gets talked about a lot or a little, if it's interesting to us, we'll talk about it.
You gonna forget about me, huh? You gonna forget about the fact that I'm an indie wrestler?
Hey, man.
I'm trying to make it to the big leagues here, man. We gotta talk about me a little bit.
How
I gotta
could we
be conceited.
forget about the host? You know what I mean? Hold My Beer Hanson. We're gonna be keeping up with Hanson, what's going on in his life, where you can catch him at. We'll also be talking about things outside of wrestling. Whether it be music, health, fitness, politics, pop culture, whatever it is that we would like to talk about that day, we'll be talking about it.
Really, I think this is just going to be a good way for us to get our point across on a lot of things. I'm going to tell you what, we got the variety here. We got everything to cover that we want to talk about. I wanted a creative outlet, so I wanted to get my thoughts and my opinions out. And I also wanted to give the people alternative podcasts, where a lot of podcasts, wrestling shows, they're just covering what's going on in a week. Well,
right. They're just recapping.
I'll give it to them. Hey, there's podcasts like Tapped Out Wrestling Pod. They actually gave us a shout out. They're helping us out on this first podcast.
Shout out to them.
Hey, I love them. Myron, Nick, thank you so much.
We appreciate you.
I mean, there's people like Steve Platten gives us a breakdown of the week, tell us what's going on with wrestling. But you know what? We just wanted to give you some good stuff. Just positive, negative, good or bad. We want to crack a cold one. You know what? Sit back, relax. You're hanging with Hanson. Hey, it's Hold My Beer Hanson. Thank you for joining me on this podcast. It's about a wrestler and his best friend having great conversations about anything they want to talk about, whether it be wrestling or anything that's going on in their lives. If you could follow us on social media and go ahead, like and subscribe the video, share it if you want to. But I would need you to remember this: sit back, relax, crack a cold one, because you're hanging with Hanson.
All right. So the first topic we're going to talk about is what we love about wrestling. We're all wrestling fans, and I'm sure you might go, okay, well, you like wrestling. What do you like about wrestling? For me personally, Hanson, I like the stories and the athleticism and the showmanship. I think I enjoy the showmanship aspect of wrestling more than anything else.
Okay, I could agree with that one. Really. Mine's the storytelling and the magic, so I could agree with you on that.
Oh, you're more of a story guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I like the spectacle of it, because if you think about it, all these other sports have kind of borrowed from the WWE in a way, in the wrestling business, and they never give the props, You know,
Oh.
they try to shove the wrestling industry off as like not a real sport, but it's like they steal so many stories and
whereas U.S. wrestling today is more of a athletic base, and it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. But I'm still a guy that loves good old fashioned storytelling.
right.
Guys like Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes. We saw what they did last year at Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
That stuff to me spoke to me. That was
It's those
just
types of
good
moments.
I want that heart wrenching. I want that, boo the bad guy. I want to beat his ass versus, the good guy who needs to get the comeuppance. That's the type of stuff I live for. I mean,
Right.
that's the type of stuff I want to create in my wrestling.
Right.
Yeah, doing 20 backflips in school and all.
Oh, it's amazing.
But what do those backflips mean after
if there's no story
after
you know?
a year? Yeah, that's what I get from it.
I agree with that. I agree with that statement. But hey, 50 backflips in a row. Come on now. You got to give that guy some props. If anybody could do that, I'm watching.
Yeah, but can they do 50 backflips 300 nights a year?
Right? And tell a story and make people want to see the 300.
Once their body destroys themselves and poof, gone.
Oh, man.
baby.
Just got too real right there, man.
That's just how wrestling is, man. I can't help it. That's the way it is. I mean, I love the people that can do all the crazy stuff. I'm a fan of lucha.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, can I do lucha? No, but I could certainly watch Ric Flair and Steamboat all day long.
Okay, well, speaking of that, like speaking of the stories and how they can affect people, what do you think wrestling can do once the restrictions are lifted? Like, once we have a vaccine and everything, and we've moved on from that part of our lives, if we can ever truly move on. What can wrestling do when it returns, man? You had a lot to talk about it. Tell me.
The thing is, I don't know if it can ever go back to what it was.
Mm.
I think there is going to have to be some new things set in place until maybe there's a vaccine, maybe till everything's clear, out, gone, right?
Okay.
This stuff's scary. There's a lot of numbers going on that I ain't no scientist, right? I ain't
Right.
gonna say I know anything about it,
Right.
other than, hey man, 6 feet apart, put a mask on, and stay away from me.
Stay away.
Personally, that's how I just want to live anyway. Don't
You're
talk to me.
breaking the fourth wall, Hanson. You're breaking the fourth wall.
Unless you buy my merch, listen here, I ain't gonna shake it no hands. Listen here, baby. But the thing people can do, I think wrestlers, I'm gonna stick it to the indie right now. Wrestlers can actually capitalize on the appreciation the fans will have once they come back. So once we get this, when you can finally jump back into a crowd, everyone go back in there yelling, screaming, hooting and hollering.
They'll see how valuable that experience is.
We've lost it. It's gone right
Okay.
now, right?
I'm
But
with
as
you.
soon as we get it back, it's gonna be like a drug right back there. It's
Right.
gonna be right there. In the big leagues, packed houses will have to step it up to make sure either fans are gonna jump right back into it,
Right.
or the
If
big
it's-
leagues are gonna have to use more of their resources to draw them back in.
Right, to say,
Because
hey, please come back and watch this. You might have moved on because you couldn't
it's
come.
all safe now. We sanitized it. Hey,
Right.
come on now. That's the problem I'm seeing right now. I don't
Well-
know if fans are going to be able to accept it and come right back to it.
Well, pertaining to that aspect of it, like them not being able to come, I don't think wrestling could help solve the current issues that our countries are involved in. But wrestling doesn't have to do that. Like there may be more serious things going on right now, right?
Yeah.
However, and I also don't want wrestling to be a distraction from the more serious things.
Yeah.
However, we all need to decompress. We can't walk around being angry and upset all the time. You need something to kind of let that steam off with and to relax, to get back to the fight and the good fight, to get back to doing the important things. And I think wrestling and entertainment in general is just an amazing tool for being able to decompress.
So you don't want wrestling to be a distraction, even though it is another form of entertainment,
Right.
which is a distraction from the real world.
Right.
Video games are technically a distraction.
Right. That's true. I'm with you on that.
Why do you not want wrestling to be a distraction?
I don't want any of those things to be a distraction. See, it's not just wrestling. But pertaining to the topic, I was saying, although people may try to say it's a distraction, it can also be a tool. Entertainment is not just a distraction. It can be a tool to relax and relieve stress. The problem is people just want to, or maybe everybody just has too much stress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we love entertainment so much.
Well, I mean, the one thing I love about it is because whenever I get to do a show on the weekends, it's a release from my weekly schedule. Say, I've been busting ass at work all week, and I get to go travel on that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. make my money, but also get to meet out new people, learn new stories, learn new lessons. That's where I wanted to talk about in topic one.
Okay.
The thing is, I learn a lot of things from wrestling every time I travel.
Oh man, getting deep on me.
Even if I'm gonna wrestle a guy that I've wrestled a 1,000 times, like Brother Azrael or Jay Proc,
right?
It's still, there's something new every time because I take it, I learn it, and I apply it to the next time. Like whenever I go to Platinum Championship Wrestling, there's always some guy coming into the back, and I'm appreciative of this.
Okay.
There's always a vet or someone that's been in there that, studying me. And I'm glad there's people watching me, right?
Right. Just happy to even have an audience.
I'm happy to have that guy in the back saying, hey, I watched your stuff. Good stuff out there. Or if I'm working with a guy that's been in the biz and he'll pull me aside and say, hey, you did some good stuff right here. Just work on this, this, and this.
Right. And that's valuable information.
And I take it, soak it up. There's some people that don't get that. And I'm glad to have it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to squeeze every bit I can out of it,
right?
So I can improve and get better.
That's what separates the good from the great, brother. It's the drive, man. You got it. You got the juice, man.
For one thing, on this whole thing of when wrestling comes back, I got to step it up to make sure I can get booked to some of these promotions I'm looking at.
Right.
That I've been looking. They're all coming back, baby. And I'm seeing all of it. I'm excited. Wrestling's coming back.
His face right now. We're not doing video yet. We will very soon. But his face right now is lighting up.
Listen, I don't need them seeing me and my old man glasses. Breaking the fourth wall there. I ain't getting no contacts. They expensive. I'll get these $7 Walmart glasses.
Oh, no. Okay, we're breaking the fourth wall again.
Hey, but, I need to step it up, man. These promotions are coming back. There's a few I'm looking at that just, I need to get in that door. I need to get my foot right there. I know a few people in there. I'm trying to get those resources. I'm trying to get my foot where I can get booked. And so eventually my boys can be up there with me.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to squeeze out.
Bringing the team with you, man. That's loyalty right there.
Hey, and it's the wrestling business, not the wrestling friends. But also you got to understand, these boys are behind you. You got to pull them up whenever you get the chance. If you can get up there on that mountaintop, you reach that hand back.
Bring them with you.
And you throw them up with you. Hey, you got a team with you. Ain't no one going to take down the king when he got a good fortress.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you on that.
But you also got to watch out because those same people that stab you right in the back. I'm watching you, Jay. I'm watching you, Jay Too Strong. I'll see you right there. I know you were listening. I'll send this podcast straight to you, and I know you're going to stab me right in the back, you big snake in the grass.
Oh, we're getting too dark. We're getting too dark. We're getting too dark, man. But I can really see where you can learn from your experiences, and I understand it. I think it's really good, and I can't wait for it to come back, man. I can't wait to actually be in the crowd when all this stuff is happening.
I don't really see you at wrestling shows though, because you usually work on the weekends.
Right, overtime,
Yeah.
Overtime, man. They got me on all that overtime, man.
You got to get that money, pay the bills. I do like it when you travel with me, because I know you traveled with me one time with my dad and who was it?
Good times, man.
Yeah,
PSC.
It was Mike. Yeah, PSC and my dad and Keelan all in one car. And we go to this Waffle House afterwards.
Yeah, we're not telling this story. So.
No, we can tell it. We got time. We're only about 15 minutes in. I say, we went to this Waffle House. My dad's already hungry. My dad is 1 to 100 instantly. There ain't no middle ground.
There's no middle. It's either
he's
calm or crazy.
He's on all the time, right? So we get there, and this girl, she's already got an attitude
for no reason.
She ain't gave us no drinks.
Nothing.
I ain't got no my silverware's not there, and so I'm just trying to get an all-star. And this is a Waffle House, man. You know how easy it is to do stuff at a Waffle House? You slap the order down, boom. Hey, everybody getting an all-star. Cool, that's all we need. All I'm looking for is just a glass of water and a cup of coffee.
Right.
And then she doesn't even give me my receipt, but she blames me that my bill ain't there whenever I'm going to check out. And so she blaming me again.
The person who operates the register blames the person who's eating.
But get this. She gave us our bill before we even got our food. And
right.
You hear my dad snap, "Can we get some damn food before you even put that down?" Shout out to Rude Dog. I love you, Dad. Oh, man. Talking about my dad, he actually invited me over 4th of July, but I told him we had to have plans.
Man.
We do this yearly now. We do this where we hang out together.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you want to talk about what we're doing for the 4th of July?
Man, a lot of barbecuing.
Good segue there, wasn't it?
Couple, pretty good, sir. Pretty good, sir. You're learning. But you got the barbecue, light up the grill. I can't wait. Everybody else may be eating burgers, but I'm eating steak. I'm just letting you know now. When you see me drop that steak on the grill, don't be so surprised.
I'm gonna scout out the freezer tomorrow with Mike. I'm gonna go see what we've got in there.
Right.
Lay out a few steaks, get everything ready.
Got to lay out a few steaks.
I might bring some potatoes. Some corn. We bring a few things like that. Get a few brewskis in there. What are y'all gonna do for the 4th of July? I want to hear what you're gonna say in the comments. Tell me, how's your 4th gonna go? I know it's gonna be raining for us though. Right. So how are we gonna shoot off fireworks?
I really hope it doesn't rain. Oh, I hope it doesn't rain.
We're going to have to be out there with an umbrella a little lighter.
Yeah, that would suck, man. Oh, man. We're going to have to go full redneck with it, man. We're going to have to rig it.
Going to be out there in my stomping boots.
Yeah, we're going to have to rig it, man. But, man. I also can't wait to, I really like lighting campfires. I can't wait to light a campfire and cook some s'mores.
I hope we can do that. Really, I don't want no I don't want no rain to be ruining our time.
Please don't.
There's enough. 2020 have been weird, man.
Right.
We had the Saharan dust storm, whatever this is going on. I thought the Scorpion King was gonna fly out of nowhere.
Scorpion King, bro, you taking it way back.
You remember
now.
Courage Cowardly Dog? We returned the slab.
Classic.
Immediately, that's what I thought of this week, and I was like, man, we got murder hornets, we got some,
got corona,
got
the police brutality, got everything, man. 2020 is crazy.
All this crazy stuff going on. I mean, you know what? I say we need to just go ahead and have a little campfire, get some s'mores, pop a few brews.
Yep.
Maybe
bring the guitars. Maybe.
I mean, mine sounds like crap, but I mean, yeah, we.
And it's still yours, man. You gotta own it,
Yeah,
even if it's crappy, you gotta love it.
Hey, if anyone wants to be nice, just send me some strings. I'll give you the address if you want to send those to me. One more thing I want to reach out to the fans. What are some things you can expect when wrestling comes back from all the restrictions?
Yeah,
whenever we get done with all this crazy stuff going on,
like you can only have an X amount of people in the building. Some buildings you can't even have that many people.
How are you gonna make money like that? Tell us what you think. I mean, why do you love wrestling? Tell us in the comments. Like, subscribe. Keelan, there's some things I want to talk about before we head out. I want to say thank you for listening. We're our first podcast. It's gonna be the first one, man.
Right.
It's the inaugural.
It's been so long, man. We've been sitting here going over this and
we've been getting this
creating
thing ready.
Scripts and everything.
We did 6 test pods.
Six all before releasing the first one.
You told me the second one was actually the best one. Now we go to number 6. You told me we suck. So I don't know how this was gonna go. Tell us what you think. I hope we entertained you. What do you want to talk about, man?
I just wanted to let everybody know the release schedule. We record on Wednesdays, but every episode will be released on Fridays. So make sure you're checking for that. I just wanted to let them know. We will be moving to Spotify and iTunes eventually, but for now we're on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and like the videos.
There's an app for that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for listening today. I hope you enjoyed it. You're hanging out with us. Make sure to follow us on all our social media. You can check me out on Facebook as Hold My Beer Hanson. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Hanson Beer Man. You can follow my co-host Handsomest Herb on Twitter and Instagram as well. Thank you. The links will be in the description. I've been your host, Hold My Beer Hanson. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
And have a great 4th of July weekend. We know this was just a teaser. You're going to get more. Don't worry, because every week on Fridays, we'll be uploading more on the Hanging with Hanson podcast. Also, check out the YouTube. We'll be uploading videos, promos, matches, anything that I feel like I want to upload. Really, it's my channel anyway. Stay tuned. You can catch me up on the social media. Hold My Beer Hanson on Facebook. Hanson Beer Man on your Instagram and Twitter. And also check out my co-host, Handsomest Herb. He'll be on your Instagram and Twitter as well. Handsome Herb right there. He's my great friend. He does a great job. And also, he keeps driving me to do this awesome podcast that we ain't ever going to make no damn money in. So thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day.